What is that? Back up.
Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
Talking about the tales where the shadows crawl. Chapter by chapter, we've covered it all. From the capes and cowls to the darkest night. Every film, every fight, a fan's delight. Turn the page, Gotham's glory awaits. Batman on film, where legends create. Oh, we ride through the Gotham skies. From the bat's rise to the villain's eyes. Turn the reels, where the story is bright. A Batman on film, the legend's alive. Break down the madness, scene by scene, where the city's pulse and dark dreams convene. From the old to the new, the saga unfolds. A vigilante sail in the echoing cold. Step into Gotham where justice earns. Through words and whispers, the bat returns. Oh, we ride through the Gotham skies. From the bat's rise to the villain's eyes. Turn the reels where the story is bright. I'm Batman on film, the legend's alive. In the shadow of the night, tales untold. Pages turn as the saga unfolds. Join the journey in this timeless quest. Batman on film stands above the rest. Oh, we ride through the Gotham skies. From the bat's rise to the villain's eyes. Turn the reels where the story is bright. I'm Batman on film, the legend's alive.
Welcome to Chapter 9 of Batman Begins, Chapter by Chapter, a Batman on Film podcast celebrating the 20th anniversary of Christopher Nolan's game-changing film. I'm senior contributor Javi Trujillo, and joining me today is a fellow senior contributor to BOF, absolute Batman's biggest detractor. He's coming to us straight out of Gotham by way of New Jersey, Peter Verra.
Javi, I still need you to explain to me what it is you love about Absolute Batman. That's a podcast for another day.
That is a podcast. I do want to record that podcast.
But I'd love
you
to get
and me and Lauer and Bill.
Yeah. I'd love to get the old Dukaroo together and just discuss the ins and outs of good old spiky bats.
I don't think I meant to post this on the Facebook group, and I don't think I did. My daughter saw the cover for 15 with the absolute Joker monster thing trending. And she came up to me one night and she was like, tell me about this absolute Batman. And I was like, well, Darkseid, blah, 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 did this. This is his energy, his
Oopsies, baby.
So everything's darker. And she's like, you have it? I'm like, of course I have it. I have like multiple copies.
You're like, get out of my house.
Yeah. So she's like, I want to read it. I'm like, well, I can give you my iPad. She's like, no, I want to read the issues.
Oh my God! You
went into the long box.
Me.
Yeah, gave her the first 4. The next night she came back. I want to read the next 4. So I gave her the next 4. Next night she read the next 4. She's like, here you go. Give me the next 4. So I'm like, all right. So she read the first year in 3 days and just
good for her.
Freaking loves that book. She's like, it's so interesting. And it's like I've never gotten her to read Batman. The most Batman she's probably read is that Liam Sharp Wonder Woman Batman Brave and the Bold miniseries that he did.
Okay.
Because she was big into Wonder Woman back in the day. So like she's all into it, and
Right.
then she was like, "When's the next one come out?" I'm like, "Oh, not for a couple of weeks, but I just read it and it's good because BOF privileges." And she's like, "I
Right.
want to read it now." So I'm like, "Okay."
No
So
screenshot.
she's on board. She's all into it. She
I
wants to
will say
keep up with it.
I do
So
I do like Bane's characterization and Catwoman, but there's a lot in there I don't enjoy. There's two things I do like. I don't mind Catwoman's outfit either. I think that's actually pretty cool.
yeah, and it has some neat uh tricks up its sleeve if you've read issue 13.
Yeah,
So
but
not to spoil anything.
just
It's out now. It's been out for like a week or two, but if you haven't, go check that out. I want to know
I wish I
how
did.
many ducks did you pre-order from McFarlane the
One,
other
one
day?
duck, one duck.
Just one? So are you
Just
going
one.
to take it out of the box?
Space permitting somewhere maybe. I already have two ducks out, to be honest, but now they're only I have a remake and the original Hot Wheels, so I have those two ducks
Nice.
out. I have a duck from Funko in the basement. So I don't know. It depends. I'm very eager to see how big this duck is compared to the Batmobiles. His Batmobiles are huge.
It doesn't come with a figure, does it?
It does. It comes with Kim Kardashian leotard Oswald.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So he comes out looking like that. Basically, you didn't invite me, so I'll crash. He comes out looking like that. So I'm excited for that. I am excited for that. I actually missed out on Max and the Penguins. Those are the figures I missed out on. So looks like
Oh wow.
eBay for those. But I got the main character. I got the big three. That's all that really mattered, and the duck. So I got what I needed.
Right on. Yeah, I held off. I was like, I don't need the Keaton. I've got the hot toy. I
Yeah.
was really
Well,
tempted
for
about the
one hot
Piper.
toy, I can get like
Yeah,
7
you got the whole wave. So
it's all collect how you collect. But I
yeah.
was like, man, these hot toys are crazy. Quantity over quality, Javi.
I'm looking forward to I forget who's doing it, like Jazz Inc. or some other like super high end are doing like this Pfeiffer where you can get her like pristine costume where you can get her ripped up with like the hair sticking out of the
Mhm.
mask, and it's really impressive. But
There you go.
again,
Couple's costume.
I think it's maybe it's a little out of my price range. I don't know. But
Good luck.
anyways, this is your first time on chapter by chapter, so I've got a few questions for you.
Sure.
Before we dive into the episode proper, tell me about your first experience of seeing Batman Begins. Like, where and when did you
Oh
first see it?
man, my first time watching Begins was a Wednesday matinee at like 12:30. No one in the theater, and like me and like 4 other people. Yeah, that was it. That was my first viewing of Begins.
Was it like opening weekend, or did you wait a little bit?
It was either had to be the opening week because I saw it on a weekday. So
Okay.
I did not see it that weekend. I was probably working at the time. I was lifeguarding, so it makes sense why I wouldn't have seen it on a weekend. But yeah, I remember I saw it on a weekday before work. And I remember like I'm sitting there and like how the movie starts and you're kind of like in this prison. You're like, what are they doing? What's going on here? And then you're just like, and then slowly but slowly like, whoa, it all unfolds
Yeah.
and it was unlike anything. It was basically the Batman movie I've always wanted, at the time. Not really knowing it, loving 89, loving Returns forever, and dealing with Batman and Robin. Like Begins
Dealing with.
was, yeah. At the
Yeah.
time, Batman and Robin is just like so many different stages. It's like at the time seeing it, I was like at the right page, like, oh, this is great. I'll get all the action figures and turn like, I hate this movie. It's so colorful and bright and so 60s. And like now I'm like, okay, it's fine. Post Nolan. It's like it's Batman and Robin, such an interesting Bat relationship I have with that movie when you think about
Yeah.
it.
I was 20 when it came out.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, it's not the Batman I want, but it's a Batman movie.
I was like 9.
So I mean, I saw it like 3 or 4 times in the theater because it was
rough.
Batman.
But yeah, no, Begins was unbelievable. I mean, just incredible, and then obviously all the scenes, like the ending is great. The Tumblr scenes are epic. How they Jaws the movie. You don't really see Batman for like 40 minutes. That's crazy. That just ultimate tease. It's Batman holding Gordon by stapler point. Like, oh man, just so many good parts of this movie, and it was something else, man. We had no idea what we were in store for, did we? With
No.
what was coming, the trilogy in general. We were just happy to be here, and then Batman 2, and then Nolan fights with the studio because they want to make their typical Hollywood studio summer blockbuster superhero movie, and Nolan's like, no, I'm a director and artist. I must do as I think, and they're just back and forth. Leo DiCaprio and all, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, the golden days, right? Oh man.
So how invested were you in the hype? And I know that Rises is your favorite, but where does it fall amongst just all Batman movies in general for you? I know Rises is your favorite of the trilogy, but like,
I mean, Begins is right there.
Begins fall?
Begins is my number 2. Everyone's crazy because, like, out of the 3, like, Dark Knight's my least favorite, to be honest with you. Like, just, Catwoman and Bane are just like, oh my God, amazing. And then,
I respect that.
yeah, and then just everything about, especially Begins, like I said, like, again, as a kid, growing up, Scooby-Doo trailer, ultimate tease right there. Into Begins, like that was quite a journey for a Bat fan, not knowing what's to become. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like this back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was, we getting a Daredevil movie was like, oh man, here we go,
Yeah.
So, Batman,
didn't Affleck say like that was the reason why he did Daredevil, is because he thought he'd never get a chance to be Batman?
Probably,
and this was like the closest to being a Frank Miller character that he could get.
Yeah.
I think he said something like that.
I think you're paraphrasing, but I think you're close to it.
Yeah.
I definitely read that somewhere. And then, obviously he got his shot, which, bummed out, but great action figures in that part as well. But yeah, no, Begins, man. I mean, it just kind of flew under the radar again. Like, no one knew what superhero movies were. Remember, like 2005, you had Fantastic Four, Tim Story coming out at the same time. So, like, it was literally like the passing
Mediocre
of the torch. The genre was changing in front of our eyes, to be honest with you, and we didn't even know it yet. But, like, Fantastic Four was definitely made the old guard. Jessica Alba, ooh, Michael Chiklis, really hot TV actor. Let's plug him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nolan definitely was like, block. Not doing all that jazz with Begins and everything. So, the industry was changing before our eyes. But man, just wasn't ready for it. Definitely flew under the radar with the GA. And even with, I think fans were like just cautious, like, what is this Nolan guy, Insomnia and Robin Williams and all this, like, we didn't know what was coming. And you hear Nolan wants to make Batman like Blade Runner. And I'm like, whoa, that's nuts. What else you can do that? And I'm like, Brown, and it was just, just so much speculation going into it. Like, what are they really doing? And, reboots were a new thing at the time too, Javi.
Yeah.
Like, it was a different era, man. These kids are spoiled today. These Nikos and and everybody. They get a new movie every month. And I remember it was years. At one point we had like 4 air quotes characters: what, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, X-Men, right? Like that was it. Here's a Daredevil, or here's a Punisher. They throw us some bones every once in a while, but we definitely have gotten spoiled in our old age, man.
And there wasn't like social media either. It's like I was relying on Ain't It Cool News and superhero hype and Batman on Film to like
even things like Entertainment Tonight, right?
Yeah.
ET, Access Hollywood, Extra, stuff like that.
Extra.
Yeah, dude, Extra and MTV at a time, MTV, because MTV kept me totally up to date on Batman Forever. And then after Batman Forever really kind of evolved into like ET and Extra was where I got my like gossip column movie news about stuff, like just not specific superheroes, just anything, like, right? Like essentially their Twitter feed was the old TV show.
Tangent here because you brought up MTV. I know you've got a Spider-Man podcast and you're almost at the end of the 94 series. Are you going to do the MTV Spider-Man show at some point?
I'd like to, if I could book somebody. I probably need an expert, someone devoted to it. So it's probably coming down to you. Well, no, in all seriousness, it would probably come down to you, Carlos, or Nico. Those would be the 3 that would probably be up for the task.
Oh, I mean, I talked about it with Zach Joyner on the Spidey Dude, like his Patreon shows. But I'm always down to talk that show. I like it. It's in dire need of restoration to make it look a little more polished.
No, I have the DVD, so I'm fine.
I've got the I don't know if it's on. It was on Disney Plus, but I think it went away because they yank stuff.
Physical media, bro.
But yeah, I used to pour over all those special features and
oh no, dude,
and all that.
I could
stuff.
still care less about special features. That was the only way to own it back then.
Yeah,
I had to buy it on. I think it's a 2-disc DVD set because there's only 14 episodes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but yeah. Also, I know we went on a tangent, but check out the Spider-Man Coalition. I co-host that podcast. I host that podcast. It's my podcast. Adam is my co-host. He talks to me comics, and I talk about Spider-Man because for some reason, there's not a lot of like Spider-Man talk outside of the aforementioned Spidey Dude and Paul Herman, right? Like it's Batman. I can find anywhere. I can find idiots talking about Batman all over.
Space. Brad's been doing his show for like 20 years, and then there's
not much out there. Okay, you know more than I do. So that was like, I'm going to do this because I feel like there's no Spider-Man podcasts, and I'll get Javi on. That was it.
JJ had a Spider-Man book club. I don't know if he's still doing that, though.
I don't know if he's doing it. But the whole reason I started that show was like, I have nobody to talk Spider-Man with. So I'm just going to host a podcast and talk about Spider-Man with my internet friends. So check that out. But back to Batman Begins. Oh, yeah. What a gem. Oh, my God.
So, for today's episode... Right? Oh, go ahead.
No, we're talking about physical media. Thank God for DVD sales.
Yeah, that definitely made a big difference for this movie, and I got that set that came with the little mini comic adaptation of it, and it had the Man Who Falls in the end of it.
Dude, I've got full screen and widescreen versions of the movie.
Nice.
That was the last. I got full screen DVDs, bro.
I think.
I got full screen DVDs.
That's how old this movie is that full screen was still a thing because widescreen TVs were not everywhere. They're not ubiquitous like they are now. But I think that was the last comic adaptation that they did for a Batman movie, which is surprising because they were on a roll for a little bit. But for today's episode, we are looking at what we've designated as Chapter 9, Backup, which starts at the 1 hour, 19 minute, 51 second mark and runs till 1 hour, 32 minutes and 37 seconds. So, Peter Verra,
yes, sir.
Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
All right, we open with Bruce waking up in his bed on his birthday, having been passed out for the last 2 days after the Scarecrow's fear gas attack. Lucius has devised an antidote after analyzing Bruce's blood. Bruce asks him to make more, making light of the situation. What are your thoughts on Bruce's support team that is solidifying here?
Oh, well, I mean, dude, come on, let's be honest. Alfred wakes him up with a fresh Alka-Seltzer. Like, what else more do you need, right? This chunk of scenes, this chapter has so many like things I quote, like many happy returns, Lucius. Like it's like this.
Just the way he says it. Yeah,
Lucius. I love what Alfred does there. But like, man, like it's the back and forth banter between the three of them. Actually, I think is something. Yeah,
so good.
I
just wanted you to know how hard it was.
Yeah, like we've never seen anything like that in a Batman movie before. Like Keaton hardly talked to anybody outside of Alfred, and it wasn't really like kind of in deep outside of like, when he was like, "Oh, their sons," he closes the door. There was like that scene, but like I felt like this was really kind of just again Bruce Wayne, right? Like that's kind of like what the whole point of the trilogy was, to get inside of Bruce Wayne. This is Bruce Wayne's story. So, I mean, the support team was great. Lucius kind of the Q figure, right? Essentially building all the tech and toys and the antivirus. So,
and Rachel drops by not long after this and delivering a present that she gives to Alfred at the door, and she's trying to get back to work, but Bruce catches her. And what I like about it is like his performance. Like he seems crestfallen that she can't make the party. And then he hears why. Her boss has been missing for 2 days. And
I like
just
that.
Then, Rachel gets a phone call that Falcone is being moved to Arkham on suicide watch. And you just see like Bale like kicks into Batman mode as he listens in. It's just
It's in
like
the
a cock of the
narrows, right?
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. But Bruce cautions her as she leaves, opening her present, the arrow that they found as kids, complete with the finder's keeper's note. So, how do you like Rachel in this film? The OG Rachel.
Dude, I never really had a problem with Rachel. Everyone was like, she's the weakest part of the movie. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I guess. I guess that's like the one thing. That's the one battle Nolan lost. The studio was like, we need Katie Holmes. We need Katie Holmes, and he was like, all right, fine. So we'll have Katie Holmes.
I don't think she's bad in the movie.
I don't think so either. She doesn't really bother me. I know a lot of people have their issues with her. I don't see them. I don't also think like, I don't know. To be brutally honest, between her and Gyllenhaal, I could care less. You know, like I was like, this is the best recast ever because I don't care at all. You know,
I think with either of them, Bale has some decent chemistry. I think maybe a little bit more with Gyllenhaal, but
neither
I mean,
one bothered me ever.
I think they they have a good back and forth. Like you feel that they've known each other for a while and have like some kind of a connection. And I just like that we're coming full circle.
Bale's
the
such a
whole finders
powerhouse.
keepers thing. Yeah.
He can carry him. You know, he doesn't go to like toe to toe with someone who's really on his level. I honestly, until it's like Catwoman at the ball and Hathaway is just like,
Yeah.
going, pound for pound, punch for punch. I was like, man, this is so epic. A storm is coming, Mr. Javi.
And his Bruce Wayne is just so I don't know, man. He just brings like this smoothness to it that it's not Kevin Conroy, but it reminds me of him and how his Playboy persona, I think, is the most like typical Playboy Bruce Wayne that we've seen on film. Because like Clooney had it a little bit, but it was kind of, I think, just stilted by the script. And Val was more of the humanitarian, but he wasn't playing up like the party boy aspect of it as much as we've seen with Bale. And Keaton was just quirky, right? So just to see him go from to be like, oh, you're not going to be at my party, and then when she gets the phone call, is that, like I said, it's that little tilt of the head as he kind of listens in. You can see like he's getting really intent, and then he shifts into action mode, after Rachel leaves, with Alfred asking what to do about the guests, to which Bruce quips, tell them that joke, and then he hits like those 3 sour notes on the piano and locks the entrance to the Batcave. Where does this rank for you as far as like secret entrances go?
That's a good one because it's the best one's still got to be Forever, right? The tunnel,
the tunnel,
yeah. I feel like that's still got to be the best one. The one in Batman Returns is always kind of, I thought, a bit of a letdown. Spike, since it's just a small little slide, I was like,
I feel like that's one of the ways. Like he's just testing. Like he's got like 5 different entrances to the Batcave the manor, and that's just like, this is the one I'm closest to.
I'm sure every room has a secret door that leads to the Batcave, right?
Because we don't see how he gets in the first movie at all. He's just down in the Batcave. Like we never see like an entrance, I don't think.
Yeah, there's no clock or nothing.
Yeah. I'm surprised that we've never got the clock, to be honest.
No, because remember, Batman hits the fish tank and Returns.
Yeah. The fish tank, which opens up the thing with the spikes and all that.
Piano and as Nolan.
And really, there's not.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen anything enough in the Batman, but it's a cool montage to see him like he activates the thing, he goes in the elevator down, and then we see him open up like the cabinet. So
I always kind of like when the bat suit, like early Batman, he's got like the one suit. In 89 when he's opening and closing the vault with the one suit. I don't know. There's something cool about having the one suit. I don't know. As
opposed to like Returns, where it's just a massive closet with like 8 pairs of boots, and
it's like me when I go to pick out a T-shirt for Comic-Con.
Right. It's like, which Batman shirt best represents how I feel today?
Forever did it great though with their suit display and everything. Like the little like, it's never really on display in any particular scene, but there's that whole like chamber of suits and accessories. Like I thought that was a cool thing for obviously for a more seasoned Batman.
Well, and then it fits in with the whole toyetic thing too, because it's like, here are all the different suits.
Gadgets everywhere,
right?
Sponsored by Toy Biz and Mattel.
Which I like that part of the Flash that we got to see like the different Keaton suits, not just the live action ones, but like not pretend, but like variants of like different eras of what he would have wore out. And and it's a shame that those never got made into figures, because that would have been a cool display to have.
McFarlane's got some time left.
Barely. Clock's ticking.
When does that end? When is that?
I thought it was supposed to be the end of 25, but I think it's maybe 26 at some point, or maybe
he's got a year left. Okay.
The handover is, I mean, he's cranking out stuff left and right. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I did buy the the returns wave. So yeah, it's just piqued my interest. There's not much left for him to make, to be honest with you.
I mean, just 89. I mean, he's already done an 89 Batman, but I mean, a Vicky. I mean, Jack's not gonna do that. But Lauer could always get Bob the Goon and
what was
Lawrence.
his name? Tracy Winter, something like
Tracy
that.
Walters.
Tracy Walters, like he's got it. He's like, yeah, you want to use my likeness? I'll do it for you.
Let's do it. It'll look more like him than
if I'm Tracy Walters. I'm probably like knocking down the door at McFarlane, like, you guys want to make a Bob the Goon figure now? Need some cash? Want to buy a boat?
Can sit there on the shelves next to Ultraman.
Oh, geez, hope not.
Yeah,
I would buy a Bob the Goon figure. I would buy that entire
if they put it in like the retro packaging in that Toy Biz 89 packaging, that would be dope.
The Goon Squad from Joker 89, right? In 89, when they terrorized the museum, I'd buy one of each of those figures. Fedoras, purple jackets, boom boxes, Lawrence, fake Tim Burton, Bob. Who else?
You heard it here, Todd. Get cracking while you still have time.
It's an easy $100. It's really easy $100 on those guys.
Well, back at Wayne Enterprises, Mr. Earl asked Lucius about the microwave emitter and firing him, asking, "Didn't you get the memo?"
Another quotable line from this movie that I use all the time.
Do you think of Mr. Earl as a bad guy or just a dude 100%. Trying to legit do his best for the company?
I don't know. Earl's shady as hell, man. Earl's a shady businessman. Right? He's trying to, for some reason, he thinks getting Wayne out of the picture is a good idea for him, meanwhile, he probably should have just worked with Wayne and probably would have been better off. But yeah, no, Earl's like the Max Shrek of the essentially of this movie, right? He's like the corrupt businessman, but he doesn't mix it up with the freaks like Max did. But yeah, no, Earl's not a good dude.
Did you read that? What was it? Is Revolution's the new one? Whatever that 89 continuation book was.
Resurrection, yes.
Resurrection, yeah. Did you read that?
I did. I saw John Jackson Miller at Comic-Con about the latest. So I got it signed. I took a picture with Mr. Uslan when I was there. So yeah, I'm excited. I like those. Anything 89 I'm all about. Even the Quinones Sam Hamm stuff. I don't know if you liked it, but I enjoyed that.
I still need to finish Echoes, because with the delays just killing it, just like the first one, I was like, I'm just gonna.
I agree.
I'm like you and Lauer, man. I read pretty much every Bat book that comes out, so it's too hard to keep track when you have those huge gaps.
I'm gonna have to restart Hush too.
Yeah.
Can't wait for it.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with the last Halloween. It's like I think I stopped like issue 3. I'm like, these are getting delayed. I'm not going to remember. I'd rather just read it all in the chunk. Like
Loeb was at Comic-Con and signed my books. So that's all I care about.
Did he say when it's going to finish? When Hush 2 is coming out?
I did say, I was like, I'm looking forward to reading the end of Hush 2, and he laughed.
Oh, boy.
So,
yeah.
I also forgot that Echoes ended, and I basically said something similar to Quinones. So I was like,
oh, no.
But it was like, with the delays, how could you blame me?
Yeah.
Don't blame me, man. I just gave you money. You signed my books. Like, clearly, I'm reading them. Sometimes I get worried when I go to Comic-Con and these like, this jackass just go upstairs, buy books, and bring them down here. Like, no, dude, this is half my basement, bro.
Yeah. We're going to put a quick pin in this conversation for these few words from our sponsors. So meanwhile at Arkham, Falcone is mumbling about Scarecrow, and as Rachel, you know what? Let me ask you right now before I get into this. Are you a Falcone or a Falcone guy?
I don't care. I
know you don't care.
I know who you're talking about. You know, I know exactly who it is, so it doesn't matter.
No. I'm not singling anybody out. I'm just curious what I always read it as a kid as Falcone. And this was the first time I heard Falcone. I'm like, well, I guess that sounds Italian, but is that right? I don't know. And then you get to the Batman and it's Falcone again. So I don't know which one's correct. It's not like Denny where you've heard him say Ra's al Ghul. I'm like, I'm going with what Denny says because he created the character.
He did, but I still say Roz. Isn't that crazy?
Because I thought it was Roz growing up. But then when I saw, Batman, the animated series, and they said Ra's, I was like, Ra's? It's like, okay. Yeah. So I've always thought of it as Falcone.
Ra's al Ghul.
Oh God.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't know. Neither of them bother me. I go back and forth. I probably say Roz more than Ra's. When it comes to Falcone, it's literally probably like orange and orange. Like I think about it, I can't give you an answer. Like whatever comes out.
Crayon or crayon.
Yeah. You know, like obviously when I'm talking about the movie specifically,
yeah,
I would imagine Nolan's Falcone and Reeves's Falcone. Right?
Yeah.
But like if I'm talking about Long Halloween, I don't know what I would say. But I would imagine I would go either way,
Yeah. So Falcone is mumbling about Scarecrow as Rachel asks Professor Crane about how convenient it is that he's having a breakdown now. She demands a second opinion, and Crane tells her there's something he thinks she should see, revealing this is where we make the medicine, and gasses her after a brief chase. Do you remember the shot in the trailer of him gassing her in the elevator? And like, how do you like his look here as the Scarecrow?
Oh, his look's great. I like this look. As much as I love like classic Wizard of Oz Scarecrow, I definitely have like a soft spot in my heart for business attire Scarecrow. Like I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Psychopharmacology is like my specialty, Ms. Dawes. Why don't you come down here and check out my medicine? Like I just kind of like Murphy's great. Why don't you have some? Like there's a lot of like Hannibal in there where it's just seriousness and kind of like, oh man, he's just kind of so blunt and dry and creepy all at the same time. It's just, I love that. I love when she goes back to the elevator and he just gasses her.
Yeah, I remember seeing that shot in the trailer and just being like, whoa, like it's like you said, it's not the traditional comic Scarecrow, but just the way that like he's framed, like for just being a creepy mask on a business suit, like it totally sells, the moment and how terrifying this guy is, especially when you start seeing stuff.
Scarecrow. Great. Like I love that stuff.
As Crane interrogates Rachel, the Batman arrives and Crane tells his men to call the police, stating that the cops can't stop their plan and can deal with the Bat. And Nolan once again brings the nightmare aspect to Batman and puts the view of the camera in the criminal's headspace. Batman makes quick work of them and then sprays Crane with his own gas, revealing the demonic visage of the Dark Knight. And during this, Crane reveals that he's working for Ra's al Ghul. So
Ra's al Ghul is dead.
Yes. So let's unpack like this whole thing here. Like, how awesome is Scarecrow's vision of Batman?
Oh man, that was so creepy. Didn't we see that? Where did we see that for the first time? I feel like that was something I saw like Entertainment Tonight, and I was like, "What is this? What is going on?" Like But then, like, you're like, okay, well, I know at the time, I'm thinking Scarecrow's the main villain. I think we're all thinking that, right? That's what they've led us to believe.
Yeah.
Scarecrow's the big baddie of the movie. So I'm like, okay, like it's kind of like Spirit Talks to Scarecrow. I was like, okay, really crazy stuff. And then and you see it in the film and see what their final version is, and it's like black. So it's just channeling his inner DeVito, just black goo coming out the mouth. Just like, I don't understand. Who are you working for?
Yeah, I think Nolan said that he was trying to capture Batman Return. No, he didn't say that.
He did.
But I remember like the toys, and you had Roz and you had Scarecrow, and
the Begins toys were horrible.
They kill Roz in the beginning, so it's like as you're watching the movie for the first time, it's like clearly Scarecrow's the bad guy, and then to have him like say he's working for Roz, it's like, yeah, but we just saw him die, so what's going on here? But this whole
am I immortal, Mr. Wade?
The whole sequence, and like they hear Batman up above, and he's like the Batman. Just like the way he says it, dude.
Yeah.
So
I recently read something. I don't know if this is real true, so take this with a grain of salt. But like Murphy did that, thinking Nolan wouldn't use it. Like he said it funny intentionally, but Nolan, I guess, liked it or whatever, so he kept it. Like that was the take that they kept. Like it just he changed the way he pronounced Batman. He intentionally pronounced Batman funky, and for some reason it worked. And I always liked it too because I was like,
yeah, it was in the
selling me the crazy.
Yeah,
Batman.
Did you get the McFarlane of the demonic Batman?
No, I didn't buy any of the McFarlanes for the Nolan
for Begins.
For any of the Nolan movies, really. Outside, yeah, because I just I bought them all in 20. The Mattel figures are good enough for me, man. Ones.
No, they still
I've spent a ton of money on McFarlanes. So
yeah. No, I got the Begins one, and that is far and away like one of the best.
If he makes
Bale figures in that scale,
I would buy that. That'd be the only thing I need, because I've told Laura this a million times. My Mattel Batmobile tumbler from back
with
the
day, 3 triangle buttons on the top that did the noise,
still holds up. So I passed on the Batmobile. I passed on all that stuff because I just thought that the Movie Masters line was solid enough for me. So
yeah. No, I know Frank in our Facebook group got it and was talking about it. He gets everything.
I think he lives in a warehouse filled with toys.
He just bought some abandoned Toys R Us and just keeps it stuck.
I think he bought a warehouse and he built himself a studio apartment in the warehouse, and then the rest is displays action figures. He's essentially action figure Willy Wonka, and he has a Frankovator that takes him to all his levels with all his toys. So that's
probably accurate. I thought Hot Toys made one, but the McFarlane one was really cool looking too, and I wanted to get it, but I just didn't find it in time at a store. But you played the Begins game, right? Like on Xbox
and GameCube. I have it for both.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I had it on PS2.
That game's incredible.
But just the fact that you get like this scene in the game, you get to see that.
Oh, there's so many great scenes cut right from the movie for the game, One of my favorite scenes in the game, actually, that comes from that's not in the movie, is after they get the emitter into Gotham, there's a chase from the harbor to wherever the microwave emitter is going. Batman loses them, and that's the Batmobile chase in the game, and it's probably like one of my most favorite Batman video game moments of all time is chasing that microwave emitter. Classic.
No,
the Begins game is great. Without Batman Begins, the video game, we don't get Arkham. And
that's the thing is like everyone talks about Arkham and rightfully so, but like,
and it's voiced by Bale too. Like, it's their voice.
It's voiced by everybody. Like they have that. I've talked about on other episodes. Like they have that featurette on the game, and there's like a little making of documentary, and you see like Michael Caine talking about, "I have a computer. I know which room it's in." and
I honestly think
Wilkinson
the last superhero movie video game that came out was Green Lantern: Rise of the Manhunters.
Yeah, that was
it. Which I think is also a great Green Lantern video game. So if you could track that down, buy that.
I have not played it,
dude. It's so much fun, actually.
I will definitely add
You
that
would
to
love
the
it.
list.
I think you would love it.
Yeah. Because it's Reynolds that does the voice on the game, right?
Yes, that's yeah, like that's it. I don't think there's been a video game about a superhero movie since then. I could be wrong, but I honestly feel like Green Lantern was the last one. Green Lantern killed a lot of things.
Yeah. I was gonna say, was Green Lantern the same year as Cap? Was it like Cap, Green Lantern, Thor, and then Avengers?
Probably. It was 2011, 2012 was around there.
Yeah.
It was because it was before Man of Steel.
Yeah, so
Obviously.
because Captain America had a game with Chris Evans, which is now pretty much retcon because it's got Baron Strucker and Baron Zemo in it, and it takes place during World War II.
Mhm.
Like that was a good game for what it was. But yeah, I can't think of anything post Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Because that would have been after Iron Man 2 even got anything. So other than like I know I had an Iron Man 3 mobile game that I used to play, but
So stupid. I wish they would make movie video games again. Wish they would.
Yeah. But Batman Begins game, like it had that whole like fear mechanic
Mhm.
where you could build up the fear and make takedowns easier, which is something Arkham kind of expanded on. And I just think it's such a good game. If you've never played Batman Begins, like you need to go track down an old system and find the game because it's totally worth playing.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
for
a
the
bummer it's never been like
performances.
remastered.
Yeah. And you get to watch like Christian Bale in the voiceover booth being like, "Tell me about the rabbits," as he like fake grabs someone in front of him. And
Oh my gosh.
it's awesome.
It is a good game.
So Batman scoops up Rachel as the police arrive. Flash wants to wait for backup, but Gordon goes in solo, meeting with the Cape Crusader. Batman debriefs him as the police strike team arrives. Everyone starts to hear bats, prompting Gordon to ask, "What is that?" To which Batman replies, "Back up," as a flock of bats swarm Arkham. So, Pete, you were on the first episode of the Batman Book Club, where you were frolicking with Ryan. You fellas discussed you guys discussed Batman Year One. So, what was it like for you to see this key sequence from Batman 406 18 years after it originally saw print?
Like this is like one of the most amazing fanboy moments of my life. Was seeing him call for these bats and like essentially ride off against the GCPD. Like I was like, I can't believe they did this. I can't, as with the heel, and then he just drops down, and they're swarming around that spiral staircase thing, whatever that thing is, and he's got this beautiful flowing. I was and it's it's just like one of the most amazing live action moments in the history of Batman, and to finally see that like translated, and then like owning Year One and reading Year One, and you're just like, I can't believe they did this. Again, the Batman movie, I never knew I wanted. Batman Begins, and it was incredible. It was just one of many incredible moments in that film, where as a Batman fan, you're like, oh man, this is just so good. Oh, good pie.
Where do you where do you stand on like taking moments from the comics and interpreting them in like a different medium versus like straight up adaptation like Sin City or The Dark Knight Returns?
I mean, I like what they do with the live action stuff where it's like, they take key moments, whether it's like, but it all depends. Like certain moments hit better than certain others. Like, we were obviously talking about Year One and him evading the police with the bats there. But then there's like, the lightning strike in BVS, visually cool. It doesn't significantly, it's like, oh man, that's cool. But it's, it's not the same reaction. Right. Yeah. So it all depends on how they do it. But like Reeves did Batman running down the wall right after they beat up Kenzie.
Oh yeah,
you're kind of like, oh man, that's cool. Like it's not as big of a payoff as the one in Begins again, but it's just pulled off better than what the little tribute in BVS. So it's just sometimes they hit better than others. That's really what it comes down to. Again, Bane breaking Batman's back in Rises. You're like, oh my god! Like this is the only time I ever wanted Batman to get his ass kicked. You know, it's that
Yeah.
scene in that movie. And then when he finally does break his back, you're like, as a fanboy, because you're like, oh my god, growing up on Nightfall, especially I'm a little bit younger than you, but like, Nightfall
Oh
was
no,
like,
dude. I was like
yeah,
what, 15 when that came out. That
yeah.
was
So like, I mean, yeah, and you're just like, oh my god,
I
Nightfall,
was
I
like,
can't,
Batman's over.
and even like there were little bits of like, for me, and this just probably changes person to person, but like, there's even parts of Rises that remind me of No Man's Land a little bit,
Yeah.
and that gives me, but
And
it has
the
to
cult.
hit really right, yeah.
Yeah.
So it all depends on, I guess your individual fandom and whatnot, but also just the, what happens in the movie.
Yeah. Nolan hits so many like key comic book
Long
moments.
Halloween, the trifecta shot on the roof.
Yeah.
Like, dude, oh my god. Oh, I'm sitting here like, oh, Kowalski, you say the dumbest things. You don't like Nolan. Just like, great.
I forget who it was. It was some like interview about like creator rights and how Brubaker got more for his cameo in Winter Soldier than Marvel paid him for creating Winter Soldier.
Scoundrels.
And the difference between like how DC pays creatives when they use their ideas versus Marvel. And I forget who was being interviewed, but they were talking about like the Tim Sale influence on the Dark Knight trilogy. And then like after reading that, and I was like, oh, you know what? Like because I guess Bale was saying too, like they would be specific poses he would try and capture from the
Mhm.
books. And then looking at it, especially when we get to Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, like the way his mask is, the cowl, and how they shape the mouth of it. I'm like, that is like a really
Yeah.
Sale
Yeah.
cowl. I never really thought about it like that before.
Not many Batman are that close to like the go. I call it the goatee line, right? Like
Yeah.
So I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And I
But
was
then
like,
again,
oh,
like, these guys, sometimes these creators, these artists, they don't know what's going to take off. Like, you look into a recent Batman memory, and James Tynion, Peacemaker, felt like a character he was hoping would eventually get more than that little McFarlane toy that was made, right? I feel like
yeah.
sometimes these guys create characters with the hopes that they'll take off, not knowing, what's going to do it.
Ghostmaker.
Is that what I call him Peacemaker?
Yeah. I'm like, wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry, Ghostmaker. Yeah, I'm talking about
Yeah.
Ghostmaker. Yes, Ghostmaker. So yeah, like instead, I was like, I'm like, this character's never taking off. He's a ninja, MC Hammer. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But like, sometimes for some characters, it works. And like, I don't know. I guess it's a kind of a bummer that he had to get paid more for the cameo. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. When you were writing Winter Soldier, did you really think like Bucky Barnes was going to make a full-time comeback after that? Like,
Right. Yeah.
I remember, what was it? When I was at Comic-Con last week, I had Loeb sign some books. I gave him a issue 2, Long Halloween, I think that is, the one with Grundy on the cover. And
Mhm.
he's like, dude, when we were making this, no one believed in us. No one had any idea what's going to come. He's like, we hand him issue 2 and there's Grundy on the cover. They're like, what the hell is this? Meanwhile, he's like, now it's a rare cover. There's not a whole lot of it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, you don't know what's going to take off. So
Yeah.
it's like, in a way, like, I don't know, you kind of hope that the movie stuff is kind of like, all right, well, we can back pay you in a sense, right? You just hope that's what it is. But they're all greedy businessmen. I don't trust anybody who wears a suit and tie to work. Don't ever trust anyone who has a meeting with you and a lawyer.
That's
Because
probably not a good
yeah,
sign, though.
yeah, you're like, we'll be back when I get my own.
But it was pretty cool to see that for the first time, and like seeing like panels replicated from year one,
Yeah.
and then watching like the special features after the fact. And I
To
obviously
be
the
honest, man, when I watch like
digital,
animated year 1 or animated Dark Knight Returns, I'm like, oh my god, he did it, Jay Oliva, you're crazy. This is amazing. So
I like the animated Dark Knight Returns more than the year one. I don't know why I feel that way.
well,
Maybe it's
anything
the
that
voice of
Mackenzie
Batman.
touches, anything Mackenzie and Batman's never a good mix.
Yeah, like
I actually like year 1 a lot. I like animated
I
year 1. I
just
don't
bought
know
the
why.
4K of it for Batman Day because it was on sale. I'm like, I think I'll upgrade it because there was that Gordon documentary on it. But it's been a minute since I've watched it. But
I like Cranston in it.
yeah, Cranston's good in it, and
Yeah.
Eliza Dushku is Catwoman.
Oh, I love
But
that little with the and isn't there like a Green Arrow short too? Catwoman and Green Arrow shorts.
There's a Catwoman short of like her at like a strip club and like a
Mhm.
stray cat or something.
Elijah
Like,
Dushku, one
yeah,
of
I
my
like The Dark
childhood.
Knight Returns more for some reason. Maybe just I've always liked that story more. But even though it cuts out a lot of the voiceover from the book, like I think that's one of their best animated movies is Dark
Agreed.
Knight Returns.
Agreed.
So, I mean, you got RoboCop as Batman. Frank Miller wrote the scripts for RoboCop 2 and 3. Like, it's all connected.
Did you ever read Frank Miller's RoboCop?
I started it. I never
Interesting stuff.
finished it, I
Very
don't
interesting
think.
stuff.
Yeah.
Read it because I felt like I needed to as a fan.
Yeah.
Kinda happy it didn't get made into a movie. To be honest with you.
I actually just
Uh,
bought like a graphic novel of his RoboCop 3 script adaptation that Dark Horse
ooh,
did.
wow.
And then I
I didn't know
got
they
it
did
and
that.
I'm like, and then it's like RoboCop The Last Stand. And then I got it and then it's like, oh, this is part 1. I'm like, ah. So I just haven't had a chance to sit down and read it yet. But as we close this chapter out, Batman runs through the asylum, throws a mini bomb to blow a door
Oh,
lock,
great
then
scene.
another to take out a wall to make his escape, telling
Excuse
2
me.
inmates who are watching there, "Excuse me." Does that feel like something Adam West would say? Is this like an Adam West moment?
There are 2 cheesy lines in Batman Begins. It's, "I gotta get me one of those," and "Excuse me," and they both happen in this
In this
cluster.
scene?
Um,
Yeah.
so, is it 6 I really thought that this was gonna be, at the time, being a naive fanboy, the moment, like, "Oh my god, this is it. Batman running through the halls of Arkham Asylum. All the villains just inoculated with Crane's gas. Sees Batman, they're all going crazy. This creates like the Batman universe." Like, obviously, my inner fanboy went nuts at that moment, with just the possibilities of what's to come. Not even really thinking about the movie at the time, but just kind of like just being just complete, just overwhelmed with joy. Visually, I think it's one of the best things you could ever want. Right, like Batman
Yeah.
running through the asylum with bats flowing. It's incredible. It is.
There's a part of me that's always wondered, like, I mean, those guys are just sitting there chilling, and who knows what their story is, but, like, he just blew open their door and their wall, so, like, there's nothing to
They're
stop
so
them from
sedated right
leaving.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, those guys could get out and do whatever.
Yeah, it's
Like, I
just
don't know
like,
why they're there,
because
you know?
somewhere after the movie, a couple fanboys, they probably went to, like, I don't know, McDonald's. They're like, Nolan should have put Dr. Harleen Quinzel in the cell with those guys, as there was that would have been a cool Easter
Right.
egg. But Nolan, realism.
Yeah,
Like,
little did he know
that's what
that was
Justin
like
said out at In-N-Out Burger after he watched the movie. That's a direct quote from Justin Kowalski.
oh my god. I mean, for all
Uh,
he knew, it was like Cornelius Stirk and, like, the ventriloquist, and they were gonna go out and murder,
oh
like,
yeah,
20
like
people,
fan
you
cast whoever
know?
you want. One of those guys was
Yeah.
Calendar Man. So
But there was something about that, like, look the way he turns, and he's like, "Excuse me." Like, it just felt so because he was being polite, I guess, it just felt like an Adam West moment to me.
I'll give you that.
Like, West would be the Batman who'd be like, "I'm sorry," and, "Pardon me," as he, like,
Pardon
walks
me, old
around,
chum.
"I don't wish to attract attention. I'll just sit over here at the bar,"
Amazing. We're gonna go watch some 66 now.
I mean, anniversary's next year.
60 years of 66.
Yeah.
I hope it gets a lot of love. I really do.
I mean, if they put it out on 4K, I would totally buy it again. Oh,
I would imagine
the Blu-rays are really good, though.
we'd
They're
probably get
really
the
good
3 movies
quality.
on the big screen at least, right?
That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind seeing the animated ones. I've
I've seen the
seen
2 of them.
60
They're great.
yeah, I've seen 66 on the big screen.
The one with Shatner is great too because you get all 3 Catwoman in one movie, I think,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah. That was an awesome way to bring it all
I
together.
loved those 66 animated films.
Yeah, they're good.
I enjoyed the 2 of
To
them.
hear Adam West, like, quoting Frank Miller as Batman is pretty peak right
West
there.
sounds a bit old, but it's still like, it's just I'm very
It
happy
holds up.
I'm just very happy we got them before he passed. I know the one was
Yeah.
released very Ledger like right after he passed, but I'm happy he was able to do what he had to do to get those made. To be honest, it was nice for the legacy.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, they're really good. Those are some of the ones I rewatch more than some of the other ones, like, I don't know, Bad Blood or Batman and Harley Quinn.
Batman and Harley Quinn is up there with some of the worst Batman content ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
enough said about that.
Yeah, I love Apocalypse. I still love Apocalypse. It's one of my favorites. Love Michael Turner. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this chapter. Thank you so much for finding the time amongst your 40 other podcasts that you do and participate in.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been trying to get me on here for a while, and I haven't been available. So I'm finally glad I got the chance to make the time and take you off on various tangents and side roads along the way. Got a good couple shots of Kowalski in as well, so everyone appreciates that.
Got those boxes ticked.
Yeah, just I went down my checklist, everything I needed to do. Absolute Batman sucks. That was the last one that needed to be checked off. So everything's now complete.
Well, assuming that they don't already know, where can people find you?
Socially on the media, you can find me at Pete Illustrated. I have a news-based podcast that I do with the champion of Long Island, Eric Holzman, straight out of Gotham. That's at straight_O_G. Check that out. And we mentioned earlier, I have a Spider-Man podcast, the Italian Spider-Man Coalition. I do with various members. Javi's been on the show numerous times. We talk comic books, we talk cartoons, a little bit of news, and I'll try to contain my ooksist behavior to the Facebook group. So,
have you read Spider-Man in Space yet?
No, which book is that? Oh my God,
Amazing.
No. Oh, the new Amazing. I've not read the new Amazing. No.
Okay.
Amazing. Joe Kelly's up and down right now. Oh my gosh! But
Ultimate's literally like they're trading off now. So like one issue is Peter in space, and the other is a different Spider-Man.
DC did that with Wonder Woman during the Rebirth launch. They did odd issues where one writer,
that's right, yeah,
even where another.
Because one was in the past, and then the other was in the.
So that's what they're doing with Amazing. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. But I love the Spider books in terms of comics. Right now, Spider-Man and Batman, chef's kiss. A lot of great books.
You'll have to explain Spider-Gwen to me off air because I have questions.
I have lots of questions, but I wish I would have asked Stephanie Phillips them in person, but I was just I fanboyed out too hard. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I mean, that's understandable. Yeah.
So you go.
Right, well, thank you for listening. Thank you for being on, Pete.
Yeah, buddy.
And obviously, we're both doing reviews for Batman-on-film.com. Peter is talking the phenomenal Detective Comics.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm
so
doing
good.
Batman and Robin.
Bill's crazy. Bill doesn't like Detective. He's insane. I don't know why.
It's not even that the writing's good. It's like having Michael
Yanin. I believe it's
Yanin.
Mikel Yanin. If I had pronounced
it his art and coloring it's just next level.
But
man.
Not even that, dude. Like you've got Detective. The Batman relaunch has been phenomenal. Batman and Robin year one. I think Batman and Robin's pretty good. What else is there? World's Finest, I think, has been pretty steady. A lot of great Batman books that are out right now. Oh, and Dark Patterns, which is probably the most consistent Batman book to date.
Yeah,
since it's run.
That one is the most surprising to me. Like I was talking about it with Trey last episode.
Yeah,
like that is not the Dan Waters that was writing the detective backups. This is like a whole new Waters, and just crushing it. Man.
Well, I think that was part of the whole Rom V debacle. That I seem to be the only one who didn't enjoy that one either.
They need to get Sherman on a regular Bat book. He should have been doing Last Halloween, to be honest. But or at least an issue. Not that there haven't been great artists on that book, but like he's got like his own vibe, but it definitely feels like there's a Sale influence to his Batman that I really appreciate. So
I hear that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for us, folks. Yes.
I said I'm pulling for Jorge Jimenez. I need him to have an epic arc. His art's too good, so that fraction's all to you, buddy.
There you go. Check out Batman as well. And that's going to do it for us. We'll have announcer Rachel take us out.
You have been listening to Batman on Film Chapter by Chapter, a BatmanOnFilm.com podcast revisiting the cinematic adventures of the Dark Knight, scene by scene, chapter by chapter. Follow Jet on Twitter at Batman on Film. For BOF news only, follow at the Batman on Film on Twitter. To become a BOF patron, go to patreon.com/Batman on Film. To advertise on BOF, visit advertisecast.com/Batman on Film. For Jet and Team BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original. Batman on Film. Established in 1998.
Our place is filled with Batman fans. It's been around songs since '98 began. Roll with the news and all the reviews. It's the go-to place to take the Gotham blues. Got a cape and cowl on knees and high. That man on film, so glad it's alive. That man on film, you thrill us so. From Gotham City to the Batmobile Road. That man on film, ever strong. Feels like home where we all belong. Lights out, we're scanning the latest flick. Nothing like a sight that gives us that kick. We're keeping to bail the icons we hail. Never miss a beat on the Bat Singer trail. Turn the page, let the journey begin. Batman film, wearing that baby. Where we all been Batman on film. You thrill us so. From Gotham City to the Batmobile Road. Batman on film, living strong. Feels like home where we all belong. In a world full of shadows, you bring light to us all. Every post and follow to the call. Batman on film, you thrill us so. From Gotham City to the Batmobile Road. Batman on film, ever strong. Feels like home.